Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and welcome to our graphics tutorial series. Guys, as we are in our third lecture, in our previous two lectures we learned how we can add graphics library to our C++ project, and in our second class we learned how we can draw line and how we can draw line on diagonals, opposite diagonals. So today I am going to tell you the some basic functions, built-in functions which we use in our graphics program. Okay, let we start from init graph function. This function takes three parameters: a graph driver, a graph mode, and a path to graph driver, right? So for writing our graphic program, we initially initialize our some variables, that is graph driver, and it takes a parameter of detect. It is basically a 0, or this detect is used for detecting the graph driver in your PC or in your computer, right? And this function init graph, which takes three parameter: a graph driver, which we have declared here, and graph mode, reference to graph mode, and a path to graph driver, right? So we pass here empty array because our computer can detect our graph driver automatically right, and it is detecting it with the help of this detect keyword. So this was the our init graph function. Now these are two our user defined functions, they are not built in. Then get char function. So we use get char function to stabilize our screen, so we can view the screen as long as we want, right? So computer our program is expecting to getting input, that's why it hold the screen, it holds the graph on the screen so we can view it. And lastly, close graph, as its name suggests that it is used to close our graph, right? So after this we have another function which we call clear device. So the clear device is also used in graphic mode to clear our screen, right? It is another function just like close graph, right? It is used to clear the screen so we can put another graph into our screen. Now the third function will be our out text. So if we write out text, and this function take a character string, so we pass it character and here, so I am going to pass it the name of my channel. So if we run it, let's see what happens. It will display nothing. Only our name. It displays the text on the x0 and y0, or you can say on the starting of the cursor. Out text is used to display the text on the starting of the cursor. So when our program runs, because our cursor is on x0 and y0, that's why this text was displaying on top left corner, right? After this we have another function, built-in function, which we call out text xy. So this function is used to displaying the text on our desired position of the graph, or you can say on the screen. So it takes three parameters: x-axis and y-axis. So if we pass it x-axis, say 100, this is its x value, and we pass it 200 as its y value, and we have already passed it a character string. So this text is forced to display on uh, uh, 100 pixels from left, extreme left corner, and 200 pixels from top to bottom, right? This is its y-axis and this is its x-axis. So let me uh, uncomment this so we can see our axis and we can see our text over here, right? So if I compile it and run it, and here you can see it is 100 pixels from its x-axis and 200 pixels from its y-axis. It is displaying vertically because in our function we have set the style of the text vertical in vertical direction, so that's why it is displaying vertically because of this line of code, right? And now we will see this line of code. So I am going to comment it out so you can see it's horizontally. So over here, set text style function, this is also a useful built-in function, and it takes two parameters. First is the font style, right? Second parameter is the direction of the text, and the third parameter is the font size, right? So here it is default font, and if we name it bold font, these are actually the integers value, or these are defined macros, so we can use them by their name. And this is vertical direction, and I am going to change it horizontal direction, and this is its character size, so let me change it to 3. Now let's see what happens. So here you can see it is much bigger, horizontal in direction, and font size, its font is bold, horizontal in direction, and its character size, or you can say size of text, is up to 3. Or if you want to see these macros or the value of these macros, you can go and search it. Let me show you. So these are the values. You can pass their black color, name black, I mean to say over where you can pass them. Okay, it was in sorry, set color function, but we have, so these are not required here. Here they are, yes. These are the fonts macros, these are their int values, and this is their appearance, right? If you pass default font or 0, where over here, we get the same result, same like these are the fonts, these are their int value. You can pass this name, these names, or their int values, right? Or you can pass their integer values, these values, right? So here bold font has 10 value, 10 integer value. If you pass here 10, then you can compile and run it and see there is no change, it's the same. So now our next function is set color function, right? So set color function takes one integer parameter, you can pass a name, a macro, or an integer value, and these values are here. These are their macros: black, blue, green, cane, red, magenta. You can pass these names or these integers value. Let's see, we want to color it yellow, we can pass yellow or 14. So let me set it over here so we can see the color. So I am going to pass it first 14. We will say it will display the text of the color in yellow, and later we will pass any of the macros. It is yellow, and now if we want to write it as a red, so I am going to pass it red, and it will show the text in red color, right? So here it is. So this was the set text color, and there is another function just like set text color is set bk color. So it is the set bk color is used to set the background of the screen, or you can say, and here it also takes a color parameter, and same you can pass any of it. So I am going to pass it white. What it will do, it will turn the background color of this text into white, right? And this text will be red because of this set color. I am going to compile and run it, and here you can say background color is white and the color of the text is red. This was our set color function. Now we will learn set fill style function. Set fill style, this is also a built-in function. It takes one parameter, a pattern of the fill style, and second parameter, a color, which has 0 to 14 values. In total they are 15, or it is a 16-bit integer, you know it. And if we pass it fill underscore solid, and then if we pass it color of green, and then if we, let's say, draw a bar, so it is 10 from right, 10 from top, up to 110, and 10 from bottom. So it will draw a bar of solid green color. So let me compile it and run it. So we have solid fill is nothing, so here they are. So these are its pattern values, and I am going to fill this solid fill, whatever I wrote. Okay, I have written in reverse order, solid underscore fill. So it is here, it has drawn nothing. What's wrong with it? 100 from X and 10 from bottom, right? Left, top, up to right, and up to bottom. So this is why I am going to comment this out, and then I will try this. Now see what happens. It is not printing anything. It is not printing anything because we have set its bottom value to 10. All three values are equal. That's why it is showing us nothing. Let me change it to 20. Now we see, so it is around 10 pixels wide and 10 pixels deep, a green bar, right? So this was our set fill style function, and its macros and values are here. These are their patterns. You can pass these values or these integers values, and for colors, as you know, these are the values 0 to 15, right? You can pass any integer value or the name of these macros. So for today's video it is enough. We will meet inshallah in our next lecture, so stay tuned up to our next lecture. Allah Hafiz, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.